Hi guys, so this is part 3 of 4, and this is really the meat and potatoes of this mastery assignment. This is where I'm really going to be digging out all those economic terms, so let's just get to it. So, this is really another reason why the NFL, well, I guess the reason why the NFL is losing money because of the protests. The last video was like, there's other reasons, but this video is about how the NFL is losing money over protests. So let's just get started. Okay, so the big problem that we're going to start with is that taxpayers pay an insane amount of money for sports teams in their cities. I mean, even to just build the stadium, like the average stadium now in the NFL is going to cost the city, and this is like 100% taxpayer dollars, $400 million. Just let that sit in. Just let that sit in. For a stadium and a sports team. That's pretty insane. And like here I had like some of the most expensive stadiums. Like we have MetLife Stadium in New York, which is $1.74 billion. We have, let's see, AT&T Stadium in Dallas, that is $1.3 billion. And then we have Levi Stadium, which is the newest one out of the three, in San Francisco, consequently, where Colin Kaepernick used to play, for $1.2 billion. So really the problem is, even the president had comments on this, that taxpayers are paying way too much for these sports stadiums. And with the NFL, we're kind of like at a stage where everybody who is thinking about moving teams is moving teams. I mean, we have the LA Rams now, the Chargers are thinking about moving, the Raiders are moving to Las Vegas, and that's what I really want to start, like really focus on right here. The Raiders moving to Las Vegas. I know this seems like it has nothing to do with the protests, but just bear with me, I'm gonna get there. So, the Oakland Raiders are going to be the Las Vegas Raiders pretty soon, and they are building them a brand new, big, nice stadium. But Las Vegas is they have also brought in a hockey team last year, and they will be bringing in a WNBA team this year, giving them a total of 3 teams they're bringing. Now, earlier I just told you guys that building a stadium for one team is costing taxpayers like $400 million. Now you can imagine in Nevada, not just Las Vegas, the whole state of Nevada, they're not very happy about this. In fact, hold on. So there was a poll taken by Nevada voters, and they said poll asked was saying if they favored or opposed using $500 million in taxpayer dollars to fund a stadium for the Oakland Raiders to move to Las Vegas, and the response was a overwhelming no. 60% of the Nevada voters said no, and only 28% supported it. And I mean, even along with that $400 million to build a stadium, it costs about an average $10 million per year to like keep keep the team running, keep the stadium running. It's a lot of money, and it costs a lot of taxpayer dollars to have a NFL team in their city. So this is kind of where the taxpayers come in. So the taxpayers, they're shelling out their part of their incomes, going to the government spending it on huge sports teams, right? Well, maybe not everyone likes a sport team, as this poll said. Maybe they don't want it there. Especially with these protests and people turning away from the NFL more, they're like, okay, so my money is going towards these people who don't support what I support, so that can really derail a city from wanting a team. Like even like one of Nevada's representatives, they said that the federal government is responsible for a lot of important functions, but financing sports stadiums for multi-million, sometimes billion-dollar franchises is definitely not one of them. Using billions of federal taxpayer dollars for the substantiation of private stadiums when we have real infrastructural needs in our city is not a good way to prioritize a limited amount of funds. Now, I apologize. I meant to say this is from Oklahoma, not from Las Vegas. But he's saying this is why they were not going to build a new stadium for the Oakland Raiders. He didn't want to pay billions of dollars for using taxpayers' money for a stadium, especially since California has a lot of sports teams. So when he brought up in the quote at the end, he said that let me see that his city has a lot of infrastructure needs, and this is not a good way to prioritize a limited amount of funds. This is where I get to pull in some econ. So I wanted to pull in here a production possibility frontier because, well, hypothetical one. So here we go. Bear with me. Ooh, my bad. Here we go. So I know this is really, really messy, but this is my production possibility frontier graph. So this is what I say, like stadiums that they could have built, and this is like government provided resources. So these two items are paid for by the government. So I was saying right here, I said, well, if maybe let's say this is all hypothetical, but it's based on the real situation. So I'm saying, okay, instead of all these teams moving everything, what if um 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 okay, sorry, I had to get the right graph. So this is my new and improved and better production possibility frontier graph. And basically what I have here is like it's the stadiums that LA could have built for their sports teams that are moving versus the government resources that they could have used with the taxpayers' money. So I was kind of saying here, I'm gonna edit as I go. Like I'm saying, like say for every two stadiums that they made, they would have to give up one road. One, yeah, let's say road, because that's a government resource. So I would put that here. Well, that's two. No, that's two stadiums for two roads. Hold on. But yeah, as I was saying, let's say they used, I don't know, they for every three stadiums they made, they could only produce two roads. Right here. So it's really about how much they want to spend their taxpayers' money, what they value, what like the LA, what their government or their, their government, what they feel is like the rightful use for their taxpayer dollars. And as the representative has said in Oakland that he doesn't he didn't say he doesn't value, but he thinks that it would be a huge waste to spend all that money in taxpayer dollars just on a stadium to keep them. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I will see you guys in the conclusion in part 4.